Hi Scott, how's it going? Michael here in RTE.
All good now yourself?
Yeah, happy birthday. Did you get the bumps?
Did I get the what? Oh, the birthday bumps.
The
No, I didn't.
bumps.
Not yet.
Good stuff. Um, how was your off season? And I'll just put in another question then about looking back at Max Deegan last season. I think at the start of last season he said, "I want to break into this Champions Cup squad." Does that kind of give you hope that you can move on to the next level this season and get involved in a few more Champions Cup squads?
Yeah, the off season was great. Obviously it was very different. Like we had a few different groups. We had Lions lads coming and going, the Irish lads who were away in Portugal and Georgia, and then we kind of had a group that were there from the very start. So the group was always constantly changing, but I think the foundations that we were building were there from the very start. So no, I think it was a great block, and obviously we had a preseason game there against Cardiff, and the result didn't go the way we wanted. But I think the young lads who had been working hard all summer got their chance to show what they're about. But yeah, looking back on Max Deegan from last year, he really put in the work in that off season, and yeah, he got his awards for it. He obviously had a great season, and whenever he got his opportunity, I think he took it, and I think that's what I have to do whenever you get your chance, especially these games over in South Africa. You got to take a chance and show what you're about. But yeah, it does. It's not like I was dropping. It's not like I was dropping the head or anything. I think I'm more than capable of making that European Champions Cup team. It's just about putting in big performances and showing the coaches.
When you're playing South African teams away, what's the biggest difference for playing them home and away? Because I think it was a big defeat here a couple of years ago. You had a big win in Dublin last year. What do you notice? What stands out as playing a South African team on the road?
Yeah, it's always a tough challenge. The South African teams they're obviously very physical. We've actually never beat the Stormers over here, so it's obviously one we're going to do this year. We've never won 2 games from 2, so that's obviously our challenge over these 2 weeks. They're a very physical team, and we know that's all about winning momentum in attack and stopping momentum in defence. So you got to go put your head in defence. You got to put your head in a dark place. Jack always talks about it. It's about getting low, putting in those shots, putting your body on the line basically. And if you don't, that's when they're going to get the momentum in attack, and they look very dangerous when they do get the momentum. They're looking for offloads, looking to put us under pressure in defence. So you got to win those collisions in attack and defence. I think that's the main key.
That's brilliant, Scott. Best of luck for the weekend. Thanks very much for your time.
Thanks.
Hi Scott, this is Derek Foley from Star in the Mirror. I'm looking at your points per game ratio again, as I did in the same interview last year. You're managing to keep it up there. You're not far off Brian O'Driscoll's points per game ratio. And does that still annoy you when people say that to you, that you're seen as an Evan Ferguson, as a goal scorer, as somebody who delivers, or are you allowed to be proud of it and say, well, I hope that's part of my point of sale?
I wouldn't say it's my point of difference there. I think a lot of the tries are, you just have to be there at the right time. But yeah, it's probably actually, well, like I'd say my scoring ratio has probably gotten lower over the last years. I probably haven't scored that as many as what I did a few years ago. But yeah, no, so no one really mentioned. No one really cares who scores the try as long as you score the try. I think at the end of the day.
Okay, we talk a lot about utility players nowadays, and lots being made about it. Brian had no qualms about going in at flankers, at rucks and breakdowns, and scores a magnificent try in a World Cup against Georgia, if I remember, by doing that. And he helps win a Grand Slam by doing that. What's the chance of you turning up in the centre one of these days?
I'm not sure about the centre, but I've done a few shifts on the wing. Obviously, when you go 6-2 or even 7-1, like the Springboks sometimes do, I think you have to have forwards who can cover the wing or cover in the back line. But yeah, I'm more than happy to try my hand at centre, but I'm not sure if the coaches will put me there. But yeah, if we need, you do see a lot more often these days in rugby when teams do go that 6-2 on the bench, and it obviously does help to have some athletic forwards like we're lucky to have in Leinster that can play on the wing.
Okay, I went to a boarding school, and it was important every year to absolutely piss off the birthday boy completely. So there you are, 26. Does somebody just come out of school and did his leaving cert? So when you look at Casper, what do you just see? You just see a baby, do you?
Casper, he's a pretty mature lad for his age. But yeah, it's mental how quickly your time goes in Leinster. I remember when I was 18 walking into the building as well. It seems like it's flown.
Yeah, he did okay against Cardiff, did he?
Jasper,
Did he
yeah,
play?
no, he did. He's a proper athlete.
Yeah.
He's seriously talented. He's got the full shebang. He's got the hands. He's got the kicks. He reads the game well. He's going to be a good player in the future.
If this was 50 years ago, you'd be tasked with protecting him. I mean, I know Sean O'Brien quickly shoots that. Well, Sean O'Brien rightly shoots that question down. He says there's too many cameras on the pitch these days. Do you have any responsibility to block some lines for him, or is that still in the game?
Yeah, you do want to look after your 10. Your 9s and 10s are kind of, let's say, the quarterbacks in rugby. Like, you don't want people to be going after them. So yeah, you gotta stand up for them, and you gotta, if someone is coming after them, you gotta let them know that that's not alright. I think the 10s would probably want that from their 7s and 8s particular.
Hey, thanks very much, Scott. Happy birthday. No.
Thanks.
Anyone else with a question for Scott? Okay, you can go and blow out his candles then. All right, thank you, folks.
Thanks, lads.
We will share the high-res